Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the Terrier restoration. Started today by taking off the little soldered on nuts over the crank pins so that I could take off the coupling rods, which I can see had been cut out by Dad from pieces of nickel silver plate by the look of it. I then removed the pickups from the bottom of the chassis so that they wouldn't get damaged, taking pictures all the while to make sure that I wouldn't lose the positions they go in. The chassis was now stripped down a bit more. As you can see, we're down to just the wheels and the bear, but you'll just see the little spring just here, slightly left of centre. It was then time to look at taking the wheels off. One side I decided to take off the hot side. As you can see, there's square pins that go through, and that was a special tool that I found in Dad's toolkit for doing this job. With the wheels separated from the chassis, it was time to have a look, and I could clearly see the wear in the bearings. Set the wheels to one side whilst I continued looking at the chassis, cleaning it up and removing this little bolt here which held the pickups in place. Then I decided to put the whole lot into my ultrasonic bath, wheels and the chassis, and you can see the amount of muck that was coming off them. This was the end result. It's almost like a black soup, isn't it? Terrible. Anyway, it was then time to look at the wheels in more detail. I don't 100% understand what Dad was doing with the crank pins. They appear to be loose pins pushed in and glued on the back, and the nuts soldered on top. I expected them to be threaded, but they're not at all. Somewhat puzzled at this moment as how I'm going to refix them so that they don't push back out again. Anyway, here's a close-up of the chassis. You can see the wear, particularly in the middle bearing there. Then it was on to the body. I didn't realise that the number had faded so badly on that side. It's not too bad on this side, as you can see. Struck me that how simple the construction on this model had been. Dad had painted the lining and all the other details, whereas he'd moved on to using the fag papers cut out with scalpels to do the lining on new stuff. So not bad considering it was all done by hand. Not quite sure how I'm going to restore the body. I've had some excellent advice from the members on RM Web, and one of them, Richard, is kindly sending me some push-in bearings. Another one recommended a tool to open out the bearing holes on the chassis so that these push-in bearings can go in. So I think I'll concentrate on getting her running first of all. There will be more updates, probably pictorial like this. Hope that's okay, and I hope it's of interest. Stay tuned for more.